Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Inside Artesian Football here on WREP 15 Sports. I'm your host, Eric Meyer, joined as always by Artesian head coach Fred Kutruff. The Artesians go down to the south side of Bloomington and come away with a big-time win over the Panthers from Bloomington High School South. We'll come back with the coach and take a look at the victory by the Artesians, their second straight to start out the 2013 campaign. We'll also have another Blocking with Byers segment as the Artesian offensive line coach, or run game coordinator,
that's what he likes,
as he likes to be called, goes outside and demonstrates some skills with three of his offensive linemen. And then we'll bring the head coach back in and take a look at the Artesians' upcoming matchup, their opener in the Mid-State Conference against the Greenwood Woodmen. Up first, so we'll take a look at the highlights from the big win over Bloomington South, and we'll do that when we return inside Artesian Football.
We all have a fond memory or two from Centerbrook Drive-In. Opened May 2nd, 1950, those memories span several generations. But Hollywood is in the final stages of going to complete digital movie releases, and the new digital projectors cost upwards of $80,000. Centerbrook Drive-In may vanish in a few short months unless we all come together to help. Vote every day for Centerbrook to win a new digital projector at projectdrivein.com. Visit the drive-in on a regular basis or donate to Tyler Tharp at Centerbrook Drive-In. Time is fading. Don't let the lights go out on this Morgan County family icon.
Telemagine is your local headquarters for all types of computer and network services, including desktop and laptop repair, virus removal, and for business customers, design and installation of servers and networks. Give us a call or stop by and see us on North Indiana Street in Mooresville.
Prescription drug abuse happens everywhere, even in our schools, and the results can be devastating.
My friends wanted nothing to do with me. I went to the emergency room and almost died. I thought it wouldn't happen to me. Anyone can abuse drugs. Don't let it be your friend.
Don't let it be your classmate.
Your cousin.
Your sister.
Your brother.
Your teammate.
Don't let it be your child.
Don't let it be you.
Back inside Artesian Football here on WREP 15 Sports. And Coach, you go down to Bloomington South on Friday night, and it's a long contest, but the good guys come out on the positive side again. A pretty impressive offensive performance. You limit them defensively as well, and you come away with a big-time win over the South Panthers, 60-14.
I thought our kids played hard. That's kind of been their trademark the first couple games, and we got to maintain that. Thought we were in fairly decent shape. But both sides of the ball, we asked the defense not to give up big ones, not make mistakes, make them earn it, which they did. And we asked the offense to move the chains. If you move the chains, most times it's going to lead to the end zone.
They moved the chains. They moved the chains a lot in the contest, got off to a great start, put some points on the board, and subsequently put some pressure on Bloomington South. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the game, and there are plenty, especially on the offensive side, and it starts right there with the left arm of the senior Mason Kutruff, the quarterback right there.
Just kind of a good check down. He's looking down the field. They took away, the DBs were really fast. They took away some of that deep stuff, and he did a good job checking down. It just a flood route, rolling him out. We're going to have to roll a little faster on that in the future. But just good job finding. Guys are running good routes. I thought Anthony Lindsay did a fantastic job calling offense and put them in a bind. Noah Davis, big playmaker for us, doing what he does best, making plays. Great job. That's a tough ball to throw right there. Not the greatest technique, but that just shows you how strong Mason's arm is. And Trey Deaton has become kind of his favorite target right now because he's catching the ball. Defense swarming. This number 40 for South is a good runner, ran hard. Bo Trimble getting in there in the action and having a little fun playing defense. This is our screen pass. We're kidding Noah that he should have scored, but we needed, if our one wideout gets a little bit more of a block, that would probably been enough to get him in there. But just moving the chains and having fun. They're not worried about scoring. They're just worried about moving those chains. And whatever happens after that, great. That's just our zone read. Mason reads it, does a good job. Good fake by Zach Miranda. Zach's been doing a great job for us. And we knew that something was going to we were worried about their bubble pass because of their speed, but I thought Brad Rose had them in position. We worked on it all week, did a good job of defending it off. Just missed a sack there. Fuller just cleaned him up and got rid of it, but that's the kind of pressure we need to have. Just another quick screen again, and this is the Fuller. Fuller had a great game on both sides of the ball. I believe this is gets in a little bit of trouble. I think he finds this one. He finds Trey again. No, it's Noah. Noah had another big game. A lot of our stuff looks the same, and that's the good part. The defense thinks they're getting the same look, but it's a lot of different plays. Good play by Noah. I said our two standout corners and Whiteout and the wingback really played up to their capability on Friday night. Just did a great job. Good job there. That's a sophomore right there. Levi Knox kind of the mainstay on that, and then Bo Trimble cleaning it up. This is a good keep by Mason. Good job reading it. And it's kind of the same. Our guys just do the offense really well. I mean, there's not a lot of different stuff coming at you as far as what we call, but they just do it well. Great pass and catch right there. I thought one of the better balls I've seen Mason throw, and Trey Deaton ran a great route. Just a little check down to Zach Miranda, and he ends up getting in the end zone. You know, you got to cover everybody, and they didn't cover Zach. Another big stop right there, and calls fumble. Going right in the hands of, I'm not sure who recovered that fumble. I have to. That was Josh LaRue. Good look off by the quarterback. Gets out a little bit of trouble, and this is the other thing that people don't realize Mason can do. He can take off and run, and then get out of, don't take that big hit and get out of trouble. But, teams have to drop, and that opens a lot of that up. Nice little cut by Dallas Fuller. Had you hear his name a lot, had a big game. He's probably the littlest guy. Oh, he is one of the littlest guys on the team, but our best football player. But Joey Gorham, boy's going to be a great linebacker. A little help by Zach Terrell there. Thought we were going to have a pick there, but Quentin Gill, good job staying over the top, didn't get beat deep. Good job of doing what we're supposed to. And then Nolan Lavender, I thought finally had the game we kind of hoped he was going to have. And Nolan's a great little football player for us and did a good job. And Joey Gorham, sophomore again. A lot of young guys you're hearing. We're a senior-dominated team with a lot of young football players. Joey Gorham again, and then Zach Terrell. And that's what you like to hear. You're hearing the linebackers' names called a lot, and that means they're making tackles. Trey Deaton again. And that was another ball that was really well threaded by Mason. Some of those are big-time throws. Trey Deaton again, just roll out and eventually, and Mason's very patient, which makes it tough to defend. Good little run there by Zach, just getting in. Line did a good job of moving people out. They call this one back. We still get the ball back, but a little questionable on not whether Nolan Lavender actually clipped, but as we come back and still put it in. And kind of justice that Fuller's the one who got it. Good pressure, and that's a covered sack. I mean, there's just no place for him to throw. I said our defense was well schooled. Coach Rose and the crew did a great job of getting our defense ready. Now this play, we didn't block anybody. Zach Miranda, just what a heck of an effort. And he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and we're going to have to work that because usually that's not going to happen. But just a great effort by Zach. And here's another pick six by Dallas. This one finally counted. Of course, the game had taken so long with officials, but unfortunately those things are going to happen sometimes. But what a good for Dallas, especially as much work as he's put in. It's good to see good things happening to kids that work hard.
And he had the one earlier. You said they called the clip on Nolan. They apparently forgot to call the one earlier in the game when Nolan got blocked in the back and they ran around for a first down because that was pretty obvious. But despite all that went on in the contest, it's a long game, but obviously it makes it a little bit easier to digest when you guys are on the winning side of the ball.
Well, thank goodness it wasn't a close game, and hopefully that crew gets better. You want teams to have their best outings. The crew's also going to have their best outing, and I know you're going to have bad nights last night, but they definitely have some work to do.
But it's a good win for you guys, both sides of the ball. Like we said, the offense continues to put up a lot of points, 108 points that your team has scored total through the first 2 games. Not forget about the defense. The defense also getting the stops and getting off the field as well and producing those all-important turnovers as well.
Well, like I said at the beginning, both sides of the ball are doing what we ask. I think they're well coached. With Lindsey and Coach Roman and Justin Byers on that offensive side. But our defense, they're in the right spot. You see a couple sacks there. There's just no place to go. Our guys are in the right spot. And I credit the coaching staff, and I credit the kids for being coachable. Not trying to create something out of nothing. Just let the kids play. A lot of times they'll make plays for you.
Well, we talked about it coming in that you thought you would have an offense that would be able to be productive coming in, that you had a guy that had run the offense for 3 years now here at the varsity level, but has been around it really all his life. And Mason looking very good, has a high completion percentage, thrown for a nice amount of yards, but the impressive thing, the 10 touchdowns thus far and no picks.
Well, and I think you see it, Mason's doing a great job. He's not worrying about throwing it 60 yards down the field. If he throws it 5 and a guy runs 50, that's still a 55-yard touchdown pass. So Mason's just being patient. He looks, and then just checks down and lets his guys go to work. That's what a good quarterback does. And then when you get the opening, and then and he's throwing the ball really well, but he's not forcing anything. And the line's doing a good job protecting him.
Yeah, that's what you said, the line. He's not going to have the time to be able to look at those checks. He does a good job moving in the pocket regardless to try to get himself some throwing lanes, but if you don't have the line protection, that's not going to be able to give him time to find his receivers. And, speaking of the line, up next we've got the Blocking with Byers segment coming up. And, Coach Byers, the run game coordinator, if you will he likes the offensive line, and he's quick to point out the success that they've had and how it leads to the offensive success. Stay tuned. We'll have the segment coming up with Coach Byers in just a moment, and then we'll come back and talk with the coach about the Mid-State Conference opener on Friday night against the Greenwood Woodmen. We'll do all that when we return inside Artesian Football.
Stop by Krypton Comics off the square in Martinsville and visit the game room to get in on all the action in the latest role-playing and CCG gaming like Pathfinder, Resident Evil, and Magic the Gathering. And be sure to ask Krypton Comics about their gaming club membership. The first month is free, and it's only $5 a month after that. Krypton Comics also carries all your gaming supplies at prices better than you'll find at most big box stores. Krypton Comics also has the latest comic books, as well as the most popular and hard-to-find action figures. Krypton Comics at 136 East Washington Street, right off the square in Martinsville.
Meet Tommy. Tommy's not sure which sport he will play in high school someday. But no matter what he ends up choosing, playing sports in high school will help pave the way to a happier, healthier life. All Tommy needs to do is make up his mind. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. Pure launching pad for life.
Hi, I'm Damon Routenkranz, mortgage loan officer with Home Bank.
And I'm Gordy Lucas. This is a great time to buy or build a new home or to refinance your current mortgage.
If you're in the market for a home loan, give us a call or stop by one of our offices and find out why, when it comes to mortgage financing, there's no place like home.
Home Bank is an FDIC insured equal housing lender.
Visit one of our 3 locations, the main office in downtown Martinsville, or one of our branch locations at Grand Valley or 1067 Bridge Street, Mooresville.
Welcome to Inside Artesian Football. I'm Coach Byers. This is Blocking with Byers. I brought some brought some guests with me today. This is Blake DeBala. He is a sophomore tackle for us. This is Spencer Anderson, starting center for your Martinsville Artesians. And this is Sam Kleesner, starting left tackle for your Artesians. He's a 3-year starter. What we're going to go through today, guys, is we're going to give a brief explanation on the most important position in football, offensive line. So, first thing we're going to do is get in our good 3-point stance. So Blake, he's a little taller, so he's going to take that right foot, click it to his heel. Go ahead. He's got to come back a little wider and shoulder width. Center, he's a little shorter. Spencer here's going to go in, step over. Sam's going to go in, step over, okay? Blake and Spencer in right-handed stance, Sam's in left. So they're going to act like their contact dropped right out of their eye. Go drop your forearms to your thighs. Like a contact fell out of your eye, and that's where you're going to drop that right hand. So drop that right hand straight down. Blake, I'd like your butt up just a little bit more. Good. That's the first stance we teach. From little boys all the way up to big boys is a 3-point stance. Now stand up. Notice how long they can sit there comfortably. They've been trained to where they can get in that stance and sit in it for long periods of time. Now we're going to show, if you come watch us on Friday, which you should come watch us take on Greenwood this week, you're going to see a 2-point stance out of our linemen. So they're going to get that same base. They're going to take their forearm, put it on their inside foot or their up foot. Go ahead. And they're going to take their hand and put it on their thigh board. So if you look at all 3 of them here, they got their hand on the thigh board, forearm on the front foot. They're ready to go to work. So now out of this, we're going to work on our steps. The first one we teach is a drive right. That's a 6-inch step forward with the right foot on 1-on-1 2-step drill. Shoot the hands on 1-on-1. Set, hit. That's it. That's a drive step. You notice they bring their hands, they shoot their hands. This is 2013. This isn't the 80s or the 70s. We use our hands in offensive line play now. These guys are taught to strike with the palm of their hand, heel of their hand, thumbs up, stab and grab the shoulder pads and run their feet. So let's come back. Let's do a zone step. Zone step. This is what we do if we want to reach the end, like on the jet play I went through last week. Zone step to the right. Zone right. It's a 6-inch step to the right, and then a straight ahead step with their left foot, and then they're going to shoot their hands. Here we go. Zone right on 1. Zone right on 1. I'll get out of the way so you can see all 3 of them. Set. Hit. There it is. Now what we tell these guys, and this is the God's honest truth, these guys are specialized athletes. It takes a lot to sit in that low position, hips low, hips under them, with their chest at a 45, striking and running knees. Anybody can come out here and catch a football. We could come out here and I'll throw a football to Big Blake. He'll grab it out of the air right now. It takes a specialized athlete to get in that fit position and run their knees and drive people off the football. It's evident by what you see in the NFL. First pick in the NFL draft, left tackle. Second pick in the NFL, left tackle, this draft. So specialized athletes. Now we'll go zone left. They're going to get in that good 2-point stance again. Let me get out of the way so you can see their pretty mugs. On 2. Set, hit, hit. Boom, boom. Shooting those hands. Thumbs up, ready to drive. All right, now, Spencer and Sam, I want you to show a good fit position. Sam, you lock up on Spencer here. Spencer's going to sit down. Now, notice, this is a good, what we call a triangle fit position. Face in on the chest. The tip of his forehead to the end of his elbows is a triangle fit. So notice he's got a good 45 in his back. He should be up a little more, forward a little more. He's got a good 45 in his back. Good Z in the knee, hands in tight, elbows squeezed. Now watch out, Blake. We're going to run him on 3, on 2, run him on 2. Set, hit, run. Good. Now you come back with him, Spencer. Show your fit. Turn sideways so we can get you here. All right, see, same thing here. Good Z in the knees. Good, all his cleats in the ground. That's key. It's a good line play. If you roll on your toes, you're going to go on your nose. It's easy. It's simple. They're going to throw you on your face. Here we go. Driving off on 1. Set. Hit. Cut. Notice you see his knees coming off the ground and driving through the man. We can't have slow feet. It's got to be fast feet and knee explosion. Blake, lock up. This is sophomore. He's one of our young linemen, but he's going to do the same thing. Here we go. Good Z in the knees. On 1. Set. Hit. Drive. Good. So you see all 3 of these guys, from no offense to Spencer here, from the smallest guy, medium to the biggest, all same good fit position. Their butts are low. They're engaged in the armpits. They're grabbing pads, and they are running their knees. What we tell our guys when we're training the little ones all the way to the big ones, run a 40-yard dash through his rear end. We want you to run as fast as you can, taking 6-inch steps. Notice I've said 6-inch steps probably about 5 times now. Everything we do is in 6-inch increments, taking 6-inch steps, driving the knee, running the 40-yard dash through his rear end.
We all have a fond memory or two from Centerbrook Drive-In. Opened May 2nd, 1950, those memories span several generations. But Hollywood is in the final stages of going to complete digital movie releases, and the new digital projectors cost upwards of $80,000. Centerbrook Drive-In may vanish in a few short months unless we all come together to help. Vote every day for Centerbrook to win a new digital projector at projectdrivein.com. Visit the drive-in on a regular basis or donate to Tyler Tharp at Centerbrook Drive-In. Time is fading. Don't let the lights go out on this Morgan County family icon.
For just 2% of a typical school's budget, high school sports give us plenty of energy and excitement. For just 2%, they also give us young people whose leadership and commitment to excellence will pay big dividends in our community for years to come. 2%, that's one investment we can all feel good about. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure launching pad for life.
$5 foot long. $5 foot long. $5 foot long.
Come into Martinsville Subway and enjoy a $5 foot long today.
At Subway.
It's evening in Indiana, and the wait's over. The homework hotline is open. When you get stuck with math or science homework, there's help, and it's free. Call the homework hotline toll-free at 1-877-ASK-ROSE from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday through Thursday. The tutors are friendly Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology college students who understand your frustration because, well, we've been there. We don't give you the answers, just the help you need to figure out your homework. We even have copies of your math and science textbooks. It's a free service and a free call. Remember 1-877-ASK-ROSE or visit askrose.org. Rose-Hulman's Homework Hotline, when math and science homework has you stuck.
Back inside Artesian football with the head coach, Fred Kutruff. And Coach, we just had the Blocking with Byers segment, and Coach Byers does a good job. You can tell how passionate he is about the offensive line. We've got to work on his close to the segment. We'll do that in the coming weeks, but he did a good job with it, and he had three guys out there in the offensive line. We talked a little bit about it last segment, but they are doing a nice job, and he talks about them being finely tuned athletes as well out there in the line. It takes a lot of work out there, and they don't get a lot of credit a lot of times, but the guys that know in the game know that if you can't block anybody, you're not going to have much success.
Well, I think Coach Byers is one of the reasons we're having so much success. He's been with me since I got here. And people don't realize the amount of time and how much he loves football. He's like a son to me. But he's loyal. He's a good friend, and I think one thing our kids notice about our staff, we get into it, and but these guys are passionate about football, and they love the kids. And you won't find a more dedicated, more loyal guy than Justin Byers, and that's why our line is pretty darn good.
Well, coming up on Friday night, you'll get an opportunity to play a team that's had some success over the past couple of years in Mid-State Conference play, the Greenwood Woodmen. Now, this is a team that's in transition, maybe, if you will, not with any new coaching staff or anything along those lines, but the fact that they've got some new kids. They've had a lot of success with the kids that they've had for the past 3 or 4 years. Now they're kind of transitioning here to a new group of kids with not as much experience. They've struggled a little bit in the get-go, but they've got a good win back on the win column on Tuesday night. But what can we expect out of the Woodmen in the first Mid-State Conference matchup we'll see on Friday here at Cider Woods Field?
Well, I think you're going to see a very potent offense. They haven't scored a lot of points. They did against Indian Creek. But what potent I mean is they're tough to get off the field. I could see us, we can score and have some of those long drives, but I think Coach Rosie's working that they run the option. But they're very efficient. Coach Campbell does a good job of running that offense. He knows the veer. It's really a shotgun veer triple option. They throw out of it. and it's tough. We got option the next 3 weeks. So, it's just like Coach Wilson, preparing for this Navy deal. When you're going against the option, you just worry because you gotta be disciplined. And I think our kids will be there, but so that's going to cause us a problem. And then I think they're going to stunt. They run a 4-3, and they run a little bit of a 3-4, but I think they're going to try to get after Mason. They did last year, and see if they can get to him. And I think that's what most people are going to try to do. And then they'll eventually drop him if they can't. But we've also had trouble running against them the way we'd like to. So they've always caused us problems in certain areas.
When you look at this and you talked about their option team that they have, the option offense, and you'll face it the next 3 weeks. You referenced Coach Wilson from IU. He talked about the Navy option they're going to face and the fact that you have to prepare for it, and then they see nothing else like it for the rest of the year. You guys are going to see it 3 weeks in a row, so hopefully by week 3 you'll have this thing down to a science. But it is different. It's a different style of defense that you're going to play against. It can be as simple as saying that it's assignment football, but as difficult as saying it's assignment football to be able to try to play against.
Well, you teach kids discipline, but instinct is to go get the football. So when you dart your head in there because you think the quarterback's got it and you don't have pitch, that little mistake is what the Veer is trying to do to you. And so we worked Tuesday night hard, and we'll come back work a little bit on Wednesday. So we hit defense hard just like we hit offense, but it's that one little mistake you make is what they're trying to take advantage. Much like we do in our passing game, we're waiting for you to make a mistake on your coverage, and when you don't cover them, then we're going to find them. We just do a little bit differently. Thing is, they do it on the ground.
And they're doing it on the ground, and how difficult does it become? I know that Coach Wilson, again, will go back to the IU and reference it. He uses Kofi Hughes a little bit, who is a receiver, played quarterback at Cathedral, to be able to run a little bit of the Navy's flex bone offense. How difficult is it for you guys to be able to simulate a little bit of what Greenwood does, or how do you guys go about trying to do that in practice, in preparation?
Well, the good thing is we won't use Mason, but a guy that really helps us out because he runs well and throws well is Trey Deaton. So Trey Deaton many times is our designated option quarterback, and he takes pride in that. And so we kind of use him, and Trey's a lot faster than everybody thinks. So we'll use some of those guys, and we don't want to beat them up, but we'll throw in. We might throw in some of our faster guys that we have. The problem is Noah and Forler, and those guys all play defense.
Right.
So it's tough. It is a tough thing to try to simulate, and especially knowing all the ins and outs and the rules. Coaches may be able to simulate them, but the kids don't understand it.
And it's trying to get that communicated, and it's not like something that you have to do on a week-to-week basis because you're trying to do what you want to do defensively, and then you have this come on. So it's a little bit different. Have 3 weeks, though, to be able to do throughout this. You have 3 teams that kind of run that option, Greenwood, to start things off. That's what they like to do on the offensive side of things. You mentioned a defense, a 4-3, a 3-4 sometimes. Probably try to stun a little bit, like you said, as you feel that they'll try to get some pressure on Mason and make some decisions more quickly, and he wants to.
Well, I think they play hard, and I think they're going to stunt and try to get there and try to get a shot on him. I mean, that's what I try to do, and hopefully get that shot that maybe he has to leave the game, and that's kind of your mentality. But they play hard. I think we got some good athletes. If we do our thing, I think we'll score. The question is how we get there. I don't know yet. It depends on what they give us. As long as we keep improving, and we have to have a good practice, of course. And I know kids have already watched a lot of tape, but take advantage of it because Greenwood is dangerous. I know I've heard a lot of people, looking forward to this game or that game. They've beaten us the last 2 years, and we have trouble with them. And I said Coach Campbell does a great job. So even though I think my athletes may be a little bit better, and when you get ready to play Friday, it doesn't mean anything if you're not disciplined.
Coming up on Friday, it is the game against the Woodmen. We've talked a little bit about it, but if you can recap what you got to do offensively and defensively to try to come away with a win, make it 3-0 for the number 3 ranked team in the state of Indiana, and move to 1-0 in Mid-State Conference play.
We got to be patient on offense. You've heard it. We're going to move the chains. Now, moving the chains is a big strike with a 60-yard touchdown pass. That's great, but if it's running our routes and checking down or running our zone read, just take what they give us, and kids do a good job executing and block it. I said we haven't done. We'd like to be able to run some counter this week and some of our crisscross stuff, the misdirection, but we haven't done a very good job of sealing it off. So we'd like to get that done. Defensively, we're going to have to be disciplined. We're going to have to take care of the option. We've got to take care of the ball. Got to take care of pitch man, who's got dive man, and not give up the big play. And we've done pretty good about that. And I've really liked our kids. Just watching practice tape. at home, I like the way our kids are in position. If you're in position, you got a shot. I don't care if you're slow. If you're in position, you got a shot to make a play. So that's what we want to continue doing.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Good luck on Friday night.
Thank you very much.
Artesian head coach Fred Kutruff here inside Artesian football. Martinsville coming up on Friday night. It is the Mid-State Conference opener against the Greenwood Woodmen as the Artesians look to roll to 3-0 on the season, ranked 3rd in the state of Indiana right now in Class 5A. Artesians looking to keep it rolling on Friday night. As always, I'd like to thank the head coach for coming in for Fred Kutruff, Carl Van Deventer, who produced it, and Justin Byers with the Blocking with Byers segment. I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Artesian Football.